low.
Lie low.
Keep quiet. It's not something that she does readily, but I think she needs to let this one play out.
Meghan and Fergie both lost their titles, both exiled from the palace, both needing money to survive. They're following the same blueprint, right? But Fergie is a mastermind at weaponizing the media. So, is another Oprah tell-all interview coming? Let's dive in.
There is some sort of loyalty to her because she has sort of stood up for Andrew. I think at the same time, there is a worry that one of them may spill some secrets, and therefore they can...
The parallels are impossible to ignore. Both married into the firm as complete outsiders. Both were initially celebrated as bringing fresh, modern energy to this ancient institution. Both had fairy tale weddings that the world watched, and both got their HRH titles stripped away within years. The palace let them keep their Duchess titles as a courtesy, a consolation prize for playing the game and losing. But here's what the palace didn't count on. Both women kept using those royal titles anyway, behind closed doors, in private correspondence, on gifts to friends. Sarah's been doing it for decades. Meghan got caught doing the exact same thing. The palace can't legally stop them. There's no law, just an agreement, just respect. And both women decided respect was optional. When Queen Elizabeth was alive, she made it crystal clear, don't use the HRH title. It's a matter of respect, a simple request from a monarch who rarely asked for anything personal. But the moment she passed, the rules became suggestions. Harry and Meghan started testing boundaries, using the titles when it benefited them, dropping them when it didn't, playing both sides. Royal when it opens doors, common when it generates sympathy. Sarah did the same thing for years. She'd show up at events trading on her Duchess title, then cry victim when the palace called her out. It's a game, and both women are playing it masterfully. Then came the reality television era. When the royal checks stopped coming, the cameras started rolling. Fergie launched a 6-part series called Finding Sarah on Oprah's network. She got paid handsomely for access to her post-royal life. The tagline? Going on a journey to find myself again. It was therapy disguised as entertainment, trauma monetized for mass consumption. The show was supposed to rehabilitate her image after the cash for access scandal. Remember that? She got caught on camera trying to sell access to Prince Andrew for a massive sum. It was humiliating, career-ending. So she needed redemption, and Oprah gave her the platform. The series showed her visiting a therapist, crying on camera, talking about her mistakes, her regrets, her pain, and people ate it up because there's something about watching powerful people fall apart that audiences can't resist. It's vulnerability as currency, and it works. Meghan followed the playbook perfectly. Netflix docuseries, Oprah interview. The same victim narrative, the same cashing in on royal pain. But she took it further. She didn't just talk about her struggles. She made accusations. She named names. She turned personal pain into a weapon against the institution. And it worked even better than Fergie's version, because Meghan understood something Fergie didn't. In the social media age, you don't need redemption, you need a villain. And she gave people one. Even their business ventures mirror each other. Fergie launched product lines, teas, biscuits, face masks with her face on them, children's books about helicopters and princesses, anything that could trade on her royal connection without technically violating any agreements. Meghan launched American Riviera Orchard, jams, lifestyle goods, royal adjacent branding for people who want a taste of the palace without the stuffiness. They're following the same script, word for word, and both know the royal family won't publicly respond, won't contradict themselves, won't defend themselves. That silence is their greatest weapon. But there's a difference that makes Meghan far more unpredictable. Sarah Ferguson came from British aristocracy, old money, old rules. She understood the game she was playing. She knew the protocols. She had context. Her father was Prince Charles's polo manager. She grew up around royalty. She knew what she was signing up for. The restrictions, the scrutiny, the sacrifice of privacy. She knew. And she married Andrew anyway. Meghan came from Hollywood, from a world where image is everything and authenticity is negotiable. She had no reference point for what she was entering, no understanding of the sacrifice required, no patience for the restrictions. She thought she could be half in, half out from day one, royal when convenient, independent when profitable. The palace said no, and she's never forgiven them for it. And that makes her dangerous, because someone who doesn't understand the rules won't hesitate to break them. Someone who feels they were promised something and didn't get it, they become vindictive. The palace knew how to handle Fergie. She was predictable. She'd push boundaries, but never completely burn it down. She still wanted a way back in, still hoped for reconciliation, still cared what the family thought of her. Meghan? She's a wild card. She doesn't care about preserving the institution. She never did. From day one, it was about what the royal connection could do for her, not what she could do for the crown. Harry was the access point. The title was the brand. The palace was the platform. And when they wouldn't let her monetize it the way she wanted, she left, took Harry, took the kids, moved to California, and she's been burning bridges ever since. Every interview, every podcast, every carefully leaked story to friendly journalists, it's all part of a long game. Keep the royal connection alive enough to stay relevant, but trash them enough to maintain her victim status. The palace can't anticipate her next move because she's not playing by any rulebook they recognize. She's playing by Hollywood rules, where controversy equals publicity, where conflict drives engagement, where today's scandal is tomorrow's content. And that's a game the monarchy has never had to play before. Let's talk about Oprah, because she's the connecting thread in all of this. Fergie's Finding Sarah series aired on Oprah's network. It was packaged as redemption, as healing, but really, it was revenge in soft focus. Sarah got paid. She got to control her narrative. She got to play the victim while the palace stayed silent, because that's what they do. They never respond, never defend, never engage. And Meghan saw that playbook and thought, I can do that better. The Oprah interview in 2021 was a masterclass in media warfare. Allegations of racism, claims of being silenced, the fed to the wolves line that became a cultural moment. And Oprah gave her the platform without pushback, without fact-checking, without balance. It was devastating and profitable. The interview generated millions in viewership, in press, in global conversation. Meghan became the underdog. The palace became the villain. Mission accomplished. But here's the thing about successful formulas. They get repeated, and Fergie is watching. She's seen what Meghan accomplished. She's seen the money, the sympathy, the power of a well-timed tell-all. And now, she's got her own reasons to talk. Everything changed when Andrew lost his titles. Prince Andrew is now just Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, stripped of his military honors, his royal patronages, his HRH, in any official capacity. The palace acted swiftly, decisively. They protected the institution by cutting him loose. But here's what they didn't consider. Sarah went down with that ship. For years, she stayed loyal. She stood by Andrew through every scandal, every headline, every humiliation. She played the dutiful ex-wife, the supportive mother, the woman who never quite left. And what did she get for that loyalty? Nothing. When the palace made their decision about Andrew, they didn't even mention Sarah. She wasn't worth a statement, not worth consideration, just collateral damage in a much bigger crisis. Andrew will still be taken care of, privately, quietly, through family money, through Charles. But Sarah, she's been thrown out completely, cut off, left to fend for herself after decades of playing by their rules. And that's when everything shifted, because a woman with nothing left to lose is a woman with everything to say. Let's be honest about what's really driving this: money. Both women are facing serious financial pressure. Meghan's American Riviera orchard launched with so much hype. Influencers got their jars of jam. The logo was everywhere. The Netflix tie-in was supposed to make it a lifestyle empire, but it's failing. Quietly. The products aren't moving. The buzz died fast. The trademark applications are stuck in legal limbo, and Meghan's running out of royal content to sell. The lifestyle brand was supposed to be her independence move. Proof she didn't need Harry's family. Proof she could build an empire on her own name and taste. But the market doesn't care. Gwyneth Paltrow already owns the wellness space. Martha Stewart owns the lifestyle space. What does Meghan offer that's unique? A Duchess title she can't officially use in business. That's it, and it's not enough. Harry isn't bringing in income. He's got no job, no skills the market wants, no purpose beyond being Meghan's +1. His memoirs sold well, but that well is dry. Spare was a one-time payday. You can only tell the "my family was mean to me" story so many times before people stop caring, and they're stopping. The Spotify deal ended badly. The podcast underperformed. Meghan's own show got canceled before it even launched properly. The Netflix content is running thin. How many times can you repackage the same grievances? How many ways can you tell the same story? See, they're living an expensive life. Montecito isn't cheap. The lifestyle they're projecting costs more than they're making, and the gap is widening. Meghan's desperately trying to pivot. Talent agency representation, red carpet appearances, trying to rebuild a Hollywood career. But she's not getting the roles, not getting the deals. Hollywood's moved on, and she's stuck in this weird limbo. Too royal for regular fame, not royal enough to cash in properly. Now, look at Fergie. She's in an even worse position. Whatever financial arrangement she had with Andrew, that's done. He's got nothing to give her. The royal family isn't sending checks. She's completely independent now, at 65 years old, with no real career, no safety net. And she's not young anymore. She can't just start over. Her children's books aren't bestsellers. Her product lines aren't generating real money. She's surviving on whatever she can scrape together from appearances and licensing deals. It's not sustainable. Two women, both desperate, both angry, both sitting on decades of royal secrets. The kind of secrets that could generate millions in interview fees, book deals, documentary rights, speaking tours. What could possibly go wrong? Here's what's being whispered in media circles. Sarah Ferguson is planning her own Oprah interview. Not a soft redemption tour like Finding Sarah. Something bigger. A real tell-all. After more than 30 years connected to the royal family, she knows things. Private conversations, family dynamics, secrets that have never made it to the press. The kinds of details that could reshape public perception of the entire institution. And Oprah would absolutely take that call. The Meghan interview was one of the biggest moments of her career. The ratings, the cultural impact, the way it dominated headlines for months. Why wouldn't she want round two? Especially with someone who's been on the inside even longer than Meghan. Someone who watched Diana, who knew the Queen personally, who saw William and Harry grow up, who witnessed decades of palace politics from the inside. Fergie's got ammunition Meghan could only dream of, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. The palace is already dealing with Meghan's constant media presence, Harry's ongoing legal battles, the health issues with Charles and Catherine. They're vulnerable, stretched thin, and another explosive interview right now, it could be catastrophic. The palace knows it's coming. They just don't know when or how bad it's gonna be. But what if it's not two separate interviews? What if they team up? Think about it. They're already connected. Meghan is close with Princess Eugenie, Sarah's daughter, one of the few royals who stayed in contact with the Sussexes. Eugenie's been photographed with Meghan in California. They've maintained that friendship even as everything else burned down. That's not an accident. That's a strategic bridge. And tensions are growing between Fergie and her daughters. Beatrice and Eugenie are trying to distance themselves. They don't want to be associated with whatever their mother does next, which means Fergie's support system is crumbling. She needs allies. Meghan needs credibility, someone who can back up her claims, someone who is there longer, someone whose stories add context to Meghan's grievances. A joint interview makes perfect sense. Financially, it would be massive. The biggest royal tell-all in history. Two women, two generations, decades of secrets. Oprah would pay whatever they asked. Strategically, it's brilliant. They validate each other. Fergie confirms Meghan's version of events. Meghan gives Fergie relevance with younger audiences. They become a unified front against the palace, the monarchy's worst nightmare. And the palace can't stop it. They can't silence them. They can't threaten them with anything that matters anymore. Both women have already lost everything the palace could take away. What's left to fear? This isn't speculation anymore. The pieces are falling into place. The motivation is clear. The opportunity is there. And both women have proven they're willing to burn it all down if it benefits them. The blueprint is complete. Fergie created it, Meghan perfected it, and now they might be joining forces to execute it together. The question isn't if anymore, it's when and how much damage they're willing to do on their way out. The palace is bracing for impact because they know what's coming and they can't stop it. So what do you think? Are Meghan and Fergie really planning a joint revenge interview? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this breakdown opened your eyes, smash that like button, share this with someone who needs to see it, and stay tuned because this story is far from over.